Thank you, Shaun. Thank you for everyone at Icon Coaching.
Simon, congratulations, man. You know what that is?
That's winning.
It's winning, baby. I love it when you're winning. That's fantastic.
I got 2 under contract, so that's like 2.8 million in 2 weeks.
You've got to take control of your production to make sure that you're making more money, your bank account balance is rising, that your net worth is increasing, and that's what we want to see happen.
So that they can save the listing.
Which I'm really, really thankful for, Shaun. Thank you.
See everyone coming on board. Welcome to Icon Coaching's webinar.
All right, welcome everybody. How are we doing today? Welcome to the Icon webinar, gang. We do this every single Tuesday, 3 o'clock Eastern, 12 o'clock Pacific. Keep showing up, keep improving the strength, the depth, the width, the amount of steel and concrete within your foundation. Remember, gang, there are 4 categories that make up your state of being as well as the strength of your foundation. It's your knowledge, your skills, your mindset, and finally, your habits. We're going to talk a little bit about each 4 of those categories today because this, quite frankly, is your state of being. It's how you show up to the world, to your clients, your prospects, your friends, your family members. There's 4 things that impact the state of your being, right? Knowledge, skills, mindset, and habits. Now, a lot of people, they compare their insides to somebody else's outsides. I'm here to tell you that anytime you compare yourself to somebody else, it kills all joy. Think about the last time you compared yourself to somebody else. Didn't it make you feel a little bit depressed, a little bit sad? Well, in an effort to get out of that, stop doing it. Just stop it. Stop comparing yourself to somebody else. See, the people who think extraordinary success comes through the comparison of yourself to somebody else, they're looking at it backward. They're saying, well, if I have what so-and-so has, then I can do what so-and-so does, and I could be the person I want to be. Or they say, well, if I do the work, then I'm going to have the income. I'm going to have that bank account balance. Then I could be the person I want to be. Guys, both of those are backwards. See, it's not about having it first. It's not about doing it first. It's about being it first. To think like that person should think. Then you're going to do what that person does. And guess what? You're going to have whatever it is you want in your life. Now, today we're going to be talking about for sale by owners, expired listings, how to get access to neighborhood data, to do circle prospecting around just listed, just solds. Perhaps you got a buyer for a neighborhood. I mean, one of the best calls that you can make to a potential seller is, I have a buyer for your house. I mean, guys, that's pretty darn simple. It's reverse marketing. In fact, when we advertise the needs of our buyers, now stay with me on this, what we do is we create a full cycle sales process. See, most realtors work a part cycle sales process, very clunky. It's kind of like boots in the dryer, where I want you to imagine a circular clock with me, okay? At 12 o'clock, right at the top, imagine that there's a square there that says you got a new listing. So you worked hard, you obtained a listing, you advertised the listing. So then, going clockwise, I'm going counterclockwise. So hopefully this works for you. From 12 o'clock, you get a listing. 3 o'clock, you advertise the listing. At 3 o'clock, imagine another square, you get buyer leads. Well, then you work those buyer leads, you nurture them, you convert them to a buyer agency agreement, find them a house, get them under contract, get a commission check. That's great. Well, you sell the listing, you sell the buyer. Now what? See, most agents are bouncing from 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock, 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock, 12 o'clock, right? And they just go back and forth. Again, very, very clunky. Here's my input though. At 12 o'clock, you take a listing, you advertise the listing, you get more buyer leads, you convert those buyer leads. But in the process, you advertise the needs of your buyers to your entire database, your sphere of influence, and specific neighborhoods. And by the way, with Landvoice, you can get access to all that neighborhood data in seconds, okay? You can do a ringless voicemail drop, advertising the needs of your buyer for that neighborhood. Well, guess what? That brings you to 6 o'clock, right? Because you're advertising the needs of your buyer, brings you to 6 o'clock where you take your next listing. See, buyers calling houses, getting buyer leads is really simple. Getting seller leads is profoundly more difficult. One thing I know is that buyers call on houses, easy to get those leads. Sellers will call on buyers. Easy to get those leads too. When you make the decision and advertise the needs of your buyers, that brings you to 6 o'clock, you get your next listing. Advertise the listing, that brings you to 9 o'clock, get more buyers, advertise the buyers, brings you back to 12 o'clock, get more listings, right? This is a full cycle sales process, and all you have to do is make it known to the general public that you've got a buyer and here's what they're looking for. I call this, if you want to do it in a direct mail fashion, I call it the DeLuca mailer. I learned it from a guy back in 1990. His name was Rick DeLuca. Advertising the needs of his buyers, he was taking listing after listing after listing so religiously on the third Thursday of every month. We mailed out direct mail to our sphere of influence all of our buyers' needs on a single sheet. So we might have 7, 8, 9 buyers. What are they looking for? We made sure to cover the entire gambit. So, first-time buyer looking in this area, a move-up buyer looking in that area, in this price point, needs this bedroom, this bathrooms, right? And this investor looking for this type of property, this vacant land buyer looking for a location here, right? But by advertising the needs of your buyers, again, you're creating that full cycle sales process. Now, it's important though, because everything starts with list building. It's important to know, well, who are you going to call to get access to that data? And that's why I wanted to do this webinar today. Because here's the thing, if you don't know who you're going to call, you haven't built a list, and if you don't know what you're going to say or how you're going to say it, here's one thing I know for sure is you're not going to say anything to anyone because you're not going to call anybody. Yet armed with the right knowledge, equipped with the right skill set, guys, there's nothing that's going to stop you. There's no reason you can't be like my partner, Rob Daniel. He's the CEO of Icon Coaching. Guys, he would take 9 expireds a month religiously, consistently. And how did he do that? He's live with us today. He just turned his camera on. He's going to, just pour into you guys today. He's going to share with you scripts, dialogues, objection handlers, just overall philosophy that when applied is going to help you increase your bank account balance, increase your net worth, enhancing your ability to ultimately retire from real estate sales someday.
Hey, Shaun.
Yes,
hey,
go ahead.
Shaun, just want to let you know our other Shaun is here. If you Shaun Farr, so I just wanted to let you know that he's right on time.
Yeah, you guys are in for a real treat today. We've got Shaun Farr, the CEO of Landvoice. Guys, there is not a better data service provider out there at giving you the best data for the least amount of investment. I mean, guys, wait till you hear what Shaun has to say, but we're going to talk through what's happening in the market. We're going to talk through the strategies and tactics that you can employ to really increase your production. That's what today's all about. So without any further delay, I do want to introduce Shaun Farr. Shaun, welcome to our webinar. Thank you for coming back and just adding value to this audience yet again.
Shaun, thanks for having me. Sorry I'm a couple minutes late, everybody, but happy to be with you guys. There is not a better time to talk about real estate than now. Shaun, you and I have been on the phone quite a few times in Zoom trainings, in environments, and we all know the last 18 months have been challenging, right? Like have been really difficult. I call it our own little real estate recession, right? I mean, rates are going up, inventory is still really low, and we've got challenges. We've got problems as real estate professionals in the world. And if you don't mind, I'd love to talk a little bit about that with everybody today, Shaun.
100%, Shaun. I mean, guys, the bottom line is this: the struggle is real. What was it, Shaun? You shared the stat with me recently. 71% of realtors have not closed a single transaction in the last 12 months, guys. That is the worst stat I've heard in a very long time. Now, here's the thing. I want you to be part of the 29% that's being productive right now. And Shaun and I are going to teach you how to do that with Rob's help too. So Shaun, go ahead and take it away. Let's talk through the reality of the market.
Yeah, it's wild. So 71% of real estate agents can do one deal in 2024. And the difficult part so that's 29% that's taking the lion's share, the market share, Shaun, of all the business. And so there's a real opportunity to get in. If we've got 71% sitting on the sideline or just pretending and trying to be in real estate, the opportunity for you to come in and crush it, even in a difficult market, is vital to your success and to the opportunity is huge, Shaun, in my opinion. We talk about 1.4 million real estate agents in our industry. And then you guys start doing the math that less than 30% are doing deals. That's 140 times 3. That puts us at what, 280, 420,000 agents that are really in the game right now, Shaun. And so what's vital to us, what we're really passionate about at Landvoice is helping real estate professionals succeed with the right data. Now, a lot of you guys know Landvoice. Some of you don't. So just bear with me for just a second. When we're talking about specific homeowners that, Shaun, have their hand in the air saying, yes, I need to sell my home. The other challenging thing in 2024 and now in 2025 is the lowest number of transactions in 30 years. Since 1995, 1996, we've never seen this low of transactions. So is it important for us to find a hand raiser, Shaun? Is it important for us to find people that actually need to sell right now? Because a record number of homeowners are sitting on the sidelines saying, I'm going to wait this one out until rates settle down and do their thing. And that's fine. But what we need to be doing, Sean, right now is stacking listings. We've got to take as many listings as possible, just fill up the whole funnel, the whole pipeline. Let's get as many listings as we can, because the Federal Reserve right now, they keep saying they're going to lower rates, but they're getting a lot of pressure from this administration. And something's going to happen in July, right? Either rates are going to, well, the Federal Reserve rate could come down. That doesn't necessarily mean mortgage rates will come down, but either that's coming down, or I think we got a resignation coming pretty soon, right? Like there's some things happening. Now, that's just Shaun Farr speaking. Who knows what's going to happen over the next 30, 60, 90 days. But I do know the secret to our industry is to stack listings. Now, again, with the record number of homeowners sitting on the sideline, how do we do that? We look for the hand raisers, and this is where Landvoice can really help you. And what we focus on, you guys know, we love expireds, we love cancels off of your MLS. We're going to specialize in contact information, but we love for sale by owners. 85% of for sale by owners list with an agent. And guys, in the summer months, this is FSBO season. FSBO season kind of looks like a bell curve, right? In March, April, FSBOs start ticking up. May, June, they're up, up, up. July, up, up, up. August, then Labor Day, they start settling down, right? So FSBOs are a huge opportunity, especially in the summer months. And what Landvoice does is we aggregate every for sale by owner from over 1,000 sources every day, and then we just deliver it to you every morning. You log into landvoice.com, you get every for sale by owner, and you might say, well, I only got 2 FSBOs this month. Well, you can go back and look at the last month, the last 2 months, 6 months, 12 months, and start working with FSBOs. Personally, I like calling for sale by owners that are like 2 months old, because they're not getting tons of calls or mailers or door knocks or any of that type of thing. I like calling them because now they're in kind of a desperation mode of like, I still haven't sold. I definitely need to list. Now you should call new for sale by owners, but I love the older ones in a lot of ways. I think they're phenomenal.
I would agree with
Shaun,
you, Sean. It's as though they've kind of hit their head against the brick wall multiple times. And now, guess what? That trauma to the brain is actually getting them to be a little bit more logical. I would agree with that. And by the way, FSBO is an acronym. We all know it. Fastest source of business opportunity. It's right there. Like Shaun said, they've already raised their hand, guys. Do for sale by owners want to sell? Well, of course they do. Why else would they be going through that whole debacle of putting their house on the market for sale by owner? Because they want to sell. They've already raised their hand. Expired listings. By the way, Shaun, do expired listings still want to sell?
oh my gosh, guys, it's the hugest opportunity. We're talking about low-hanging fruit at Landvoice all the time. Expireds need to sell their home. The last agent didn't communicate well enough with them, didn't price, didn't work and do the marketing the right way. It's an opportunity to step in and ask questions. Come from curiosity, right? And if we can come from curiosity and ask, why do you think your home didn't sell? When we start the conversation with the homeowner and say, hey, I'm just curious. I've got a lot of buyers in your area. But what I'm really curious about, you have a beautiful, gorgeous home. Why do you think your home didn't sell in the last 6 months? These are the conversations we need to have. Now, we're all threatened about having cold conversations with people. But if we can be cordial, come from curiosity, Shaun, the opportunity doesn't feel so threatening anymore. It's like, oh, this is friendly, right?
Which,
In
by
so
the
many
way,
ways.
when you ask an expired why their house didn't sell, trust me on this. It's not their fault. It's not the condition or the location of their property, the price that they have on the home. Whose fault is it? It's the listing agent, the previous listing agent's fault. They didn't do enough to market their house for sale, right? So let them be wrong with dignity and set the appointment. Sometimes the best homes don't sell the first time around. It just takes a unique approach like we use. In fact, we specialize in homes that didn't sell the first time around. Tell me, when is the best time for us to get together? I'd like to outline my marketing plan and show you how we can create success in your world with your property. Is it mornings or afternoons? Guys, it doesn't have to be difficult, right?
No,
90% of anything is just showing up. Now, Shaun, I am going to put this on hold just for a second because I did invite another guest to our webinar today. And by the way, they dovetail perfectly. And guys, what we're talking about with Shaun is how to list build. No doubt about that. Yet, unbeknownst to many of you, you've already completed your list building in one aspect. And what I want you to do is I want you to monetize that list that you've already built. I'm talking about your sphere of influence, your past clients, and any buyer, seller, investor prospects that have gotten into your fold, opted in, and you're communicating with on a regular basis. How would you like to be able to monetize that? See, one thing I know for sure, guys, if the market doesn't exist, and Shaun and I are talking about the fact that it is the worst year in real estate in the last 30 years. So if the market doesn't exist, we've got to create a market. We've got to create a way to make money. And this is why I invited Leland and Elnora to our call today, because there's a way you can leverage your current list and make a ton of money in a relatively short period of time. So I just want to real quick, we're going to take just 3 or 4 minutes, and then we're coming back to Shaun. We're going to talk through scripts, dialogues, objection handlers. We're going to talk through the data that Landvoice can provide to you, because it's not just expired. It's not just for sale by owners. It's not just neighborhood data. They go into notice of default. They do all kinds of cool stuff, you guys, that's going to give you the list to build your business. Now, Leland, I want you to talk to them about the lists they've already built and how we can monetize that with them and for them. Go for it.
Wow, thank you so much, Shaun, and thank you for letting me be on here. My name's Leland Rubin. I'm the co-founder and senior vice president of Global Financial Impact. We collaborate a lot with your industry already, with those people who have those lists. Those agents can take those lists and they can specifically be able to monetize them. How can they monetize them? Number one, we do a lot of charitable retrievable trusts, which means that they can actually take their list, and if a person is getting ready to sell a house or be able to do that, they can avoid those taxes that they would have to pay. The second way, we have companies, over 59 couriers that work with us to be able to help them cut those mortgages in half. If they want to ever get into the refinancing or they want to actually do that, companies like Foresters and other companies we work with, they will actually help them cut their payments down in half and be able to do that. The final way that we really kind of help people with those lists is to be able to offer massive mortgage protection. A lot of the houses that may have been sold in the past, they may not have things in place where they can have that mortgage protection through living benefits, that in the event, if they ever got sick, if they ever got hurt, they could actually pull money out of some of these products that we offer and be able to continuously pay for those mortgages and keep those houses. So if you're out there and you're actually running these lists, and I love what Shaun and Shaun are both saying, and they actually already have those lists in place, they could actually take them and monetize them and be able to have these offerings and be able to collaborate with us while they actually can do that. So I think it's a great opportunity for them to build their incomes, to network, but also to be able to do the right thing for their clients.
Yeah, so gang, with Leland and GFI, they will help you get your life insurance license, and it's really simple. Guys, I studied for maybe 30 minutes, went and took the test. I got a 98%. I mean, you already have the knowledge. Now let's monetize your knowledge. Let's monetize your list. I mean, every buyer you work with that obtains a mortgage should have a term life insurance policy in place to cover, with a death benefit, the cost of the mortgage, or the amount of the mortgage amount. And this is a natural line extension that is completely parallel to what you do day in and day out. You might as well monetize your ability to help them get that mortgage insurance in place, or that protective life insurance in place to cover the cost of their mortgage, and get paid at the same time. Now, Leland, I happen to know he's just an incredible financial planner. He's really great with the product offerings and types that they have at GFI. And if you have any remote interest in monetizing the list that you've worked so hard to build to create an additional $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 a month in income, I want you to reach out to Leland and have a conversation with him. I'm doing it. I recommend that each and every one of you do it at the same time, because if the market doesn't exist, we must shift. See, change is inevitable. Change is inevitable, yet growth is optional. I encourage you to take advantage of this opportunity, make money, provide for yourself and your loved ones at a very, very high level. Leland, how would they get in touch with you?
Yeah, they have my information inside of the chat. They can reach out to me and Elnora and be able to contact us, give us a call, shoot us an email. We're here to help you and be able to monetize. And Shaun, I just want to say this. Thank you so much for having us on here. We have a ton of people in your industry right now that are joining us and collaborating with us, still doing their day-to-days, but actually adding on that $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 worth of income. So thank you so much for having me on here.
100%. Leland, we're going to do it again. In fact, we're going to do one specifically with you just to do a deeper dive. We'll do that in the coming months. You guys tune in, pay attention. Yet, look at the chat. Get in touch with Leland. Do your family that favor. Shaun, back to you, brother. Thank you for your patience. Let's talk through Okay, so we've got a general sense of what's going on in the market. It's not awesome. Let's be honest. Yet going to the low hanging fruit is the critical aspect. Shaun, how can Landvoice help them increase their production and make more money?
So there's a lot of ways, right? And we've got an offer. I also want to give something of free to everybody that's out there today. Shaun, remind me, how much time do we have left with the group? Because I can talk all day on this stuff.
Yeah, let's say 15 minutes. We generally
Okay.
stop at the bottom of the hour and then open for Q&A.
Do you mind if I talk
15
high
more
level
minutes.
on pre-foreclosures for just a minute? Would
Let's do
that
it,
be
please.
beneficial to
Yes.
everybody?
What perfect timing considering the market conditions right now? 100%. Let's do that.
I'm going to share a slide if you guys don't mind. And whoever's our admin might need to give me access real quick. I want to share a pre-foreclosure slide. I want to spend just a minute with you there. And then I want to give you guys, show you an offer, but more importantly, give something for free to everybody attending today, Shaun, if you don't mind. So let me try this one more time. Let's see if this will work. Okay. This, guys, is a slide. I know a lot of you have been in real estate for a long time. Shaun, can you see my screen now?
Perfect.
For those of you that are familiar with pre-foreclosures, give me just a couple of minutes here. For those of you that aren't, this is something else that's a huge listing opportunity for you. When we think about foreclosure, we think about normally someone that's missed a payment. Typically, they've missed a second, third, sometimes even a fourth mortgage payment on their home. After the second, third, or fourth missed payment, the bank knows they have to begin foreclosure. So they have to file something called an NOD, Notice of Default. So we've got two different states across the US. We have judicial and non-judicial states. Depending on the state that you're in, that notice of default, that NOD, or that lis pendens is filed with the bank. This is when pre-foreclosure starts for us. When the notice of default or lis pendens is filed, then the clock starts ticking, depending on the state that you're in, somewhere between 60 and 180 days in almost every state. Typically, 2 to 6 weeks before the auction, you'll see another status in pre-foreclosure. At Landvoice, we provide 5 statuses on pre-foreclosure. Notice of default lis pendens, then a notice of trustee sale, or sometimes we call it a notice of sale or notice of foreclosure sale. Typically, that's when you're 2 to 6 weeks away from auction, and then we have auction, and then if it doesn't sell, it becomes REO or bank owned. Now, why is that important? Because when you subscribe to Landvoice data, you're going to get all the FSBOs, all the expired, you're going to get all the historicals, but you're also going to get all the pre-foreclosure data. And why do we like calling people in pre-foreclosure? And not just calling, door knocking, mailing, Shaun, whatever it is. If you are calling, the other reason you need Landvoice or another service like ours, we're going to scrub every number against the do not call registry. Guys, honor the DNC always. Don't call phone numbers that are on the DNC. And for those of you that want to mail or door knock, I have scripts, Shaun, that I want to give you, everyone that's attended today. Basically 5 postcard scripts that you can send expireds. I've got 5 for expireds. I got 5 for FSBOs, 5 for pre-foreclosures, and 5 for our neighborhood search tool that I'm going to send you guys and you can use at any time. So we don't have to just call, we can mail to these people. But Shaun, why do we like calling notice of defaults and lis pendens or mailing to them? They're in a really bad situation. They're in financial duress. They're missing payments. They're about to destroy their credit and lose a lot of equity in their home. So can we come from contribution when we're talking to a pre-foreclosure? And they're out there, guys, in every area across the country right now. We're seeing pre-foreclosures and even an uptick in them. We can come from contribution because we want to help them save their credit. We want to help save their equity and sell their home before the auction goes, before the property goes to the auction, right? So with those two things in mind, we can help them create a win situation where, again, save credit, save their equity. Now, if it's 2 or 3 weeks away from auction, there are things you can do and talk to specific types of attorneys in your area that can delay the auction that gives you enough time to actually get the property listed and sold to help these people. I love working with pre-foreclosures because we're doing those two things, helping the homeowners across the country. So Shaun, at Landvoice, we're passionate about stacking listings. We want to help you get as many listings as possible if rates drop and fall over the next 60 to 90 days. And I think there's a strong chance they do a little bit. More people get off the sideline, and those people that have listings now are going to crush the second half of this year, Shaun. So at Landvoice, we're going to help you with the FSBOs, the expireds, the pre-foreclosures, and then a tool we call the neighborhood search. Anytime you list a home or sell a home, anytime you have an open house, you should be talking to the neighbors through a door hanger, through a mailer, or calling them to let them know about the open house or the home you just listed or just sold. There's a lot of other neighbors that need to list their home or buy the home that you're listing as well. We love our neighborhood search tool. Draw a circle, draw a polygon, and get the contact information to work with those neighbors as well. Shaun, the special for everyone that's attending today is at Landvoice. What we like to do is keep this very affordable. So if you go to our homepage, for those 4 products I just mentioned, it's $177 a month. But because you're friends of Shaun and Icon Coaching, and we love Icon Coaching, we're going to do $100 a month. You can simply just go to landvoice.com/icon. That's going to get you $77 off the monthly subscription of those 4 products. Expireds alone are $60 a month, right? So if you bundle all 4 for $100, you'll get all 4, and you'll get the historical information to stack listings. Shaun, we want to take the listings. We want to crush the second half of the year. If you go to that specific website, you're going to save $77 a month and over $800 a year with that. So Shaun, appreciate you kind of negotiating and working through a good price for a lot of your clients that are on this call today. Shaun,
if they just
go
pay for
ahead.
the whole year up front, isn't there even a deeper discount?
Yeah, they get 2 more months free. So it's $997 for the year instead of $1,200 off of this already discounted price. You'll get the full year for the next 12 months plus the previous 12 months. So really you're getting 2 years worth of data that we're really excited about on that side as well.
Yeah, guys, I don't care what it takes. You need to figure out how to get your hands on the data. If you want to last in this business, you better list in this business. And Shaun and his company, they're going to give you all the data that you need, all the phone numbers to call, all the addresses to go knock on their door, whatever it takes to earn their business and make a rock solid living. I love it. Way to go.
So we're tracking thousands of superstar agents right now across the country. We're seeing how many dials they're making, how many door knocks, how many mailers. But there's 2 things people are doing. Well, let's call it 3 things. Agents are doing to crush the real estate market. Even though it's down and slow, they're working their database, they're crushing open houses, and they're working FSBOs, expireds, and pre-foreclosures. And if you will pick 1 or 2 of those pillars of income, you can be extremely successful in this business. And we want to help you do that at a low discounted rate. Shaun, I know we've got competitors at Landvoice. They're charging $250, $300 a month for the same data. We're going to save you a lot of money, get you the highest quality data. And like I said, guys, let's go average 3 to 4 new listings every month. Let's stack the listings and let's be ready for the next wave of people that are coming, both buyers and sellers, that have been sitting on the sideline, Shaun, for 2, 3, even 4 years. A lot of pent up energy, and it's just about ready to take off for us. I'm really optimistic and excited about that.
No doubt about that. So let's just imagine that you guys engage with Landvoice. You get the data. Now you've got the phone numbers to call. What are you going to say and how are you going to say it? Rob Daniel, I want you to come into our meeting. And I want to just quiz you a little bit on scripts, dialogues, objection handlers, things like that. So you've got this expired phone number. You're going to call them. Now, here's one of the mistakes a lot of realtors make that I found is that they get this list of expireds. They've got the phone numbers and they don't call them. What they do is they start doing all the research. They're doing mini CMAs on every one of these expireds before they call them. See, guys, don't do that. You're looking for an excuse not to make the call. I get it. You're looking for a distraction. You're looking for an excuse. Don't let that be your excuse. Just call them, then do the research if they have interest. Does this make sense? So, Rob, I'm expired. You've got my phone number. You're going to call me. You ready?
Okay, I'm gonna give you a call. And again, one of the biggest things that everybody needs to understand: put them in their happy place. I think I said this one time before. Ring, ring.
Hi, this is Shaun.
Hey, how you doing, Shaun? Hey, listen, this is Rob Daniel with XYZ Realty. I saw your house come off the market, and I was just calling today to see if you have any intentions of going with another real estate agent. Do you?
Yeah, I think I'm going to stay with the same one.
I can appreciate that. But let me ask you this. If you had sold with that other real estate agent, where were you moving to next?
We're going to move to Denver from Texas.
Ooh, what a wonderful place. Denver. Man, tell me a little bit about Denver. I mean, are you going there for family, business, skiing? Where are you?
Yeah.
What are you going to Denver for?
Yeah, family, friends, and lifestyle, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, again, are you a skier?
I am. I was on the mogul team in high school.
Well, I can see the smile on your face. It sounds like you would like to have already been there. And, I want to apologize for you not already being there. But let me ask you this question. One of the things that I would love to do is I would like to just, and you don't have to list with me, Shaun, but I would like to do this. If I could just stop by, take a look at your property very quickly, okay? and look at it through the eyes of the buyer. Okay, not your eyes, the eyes of the buyer, and be able to tell you why your house didn't sell. You know, a lot of people call it the price. Some people call it the condition. Some people call it the, the location. But again, I like to take a look at it through the buyer's eye. Is Monday good or is Wednesday better for me? Just to stop by and take a look at that.
Oh, sooner the better. Monday sounds good.
Is that morning or afternoon?
Afternoon would be best.
Is that 5 or 7?
5:30 would be ideal.
Okay, I'll see you then.
Perfect. So simple.
Have a good one. Yeah, I mean, you know something again, I never made it, I listed 9 expireds a month for 8 years straight. And the one biggest thing that I always thought about and always seen was that get the appointment. Don't talk about the house. Get them out of the mode of the house because they're not happy, right? And they're not happy with all of us realtors. I mean, you could even get just everybody know you could get an objection where they say, I hate all realtors. Okay, here's what you say. I can appreciate that. I don't like some of them either. You could just kind of kid with them and break the ice just a little bit. But let me ask you this. If you had sold with that other real estate agent, where are you moving to next? And move them where you want them to go. Because remember this, logic makes them think, emotion makes them act. So they're wanting to talk logic to you. Why my house didn't sell, why the realtor didn't do this, why the realtor didn't do that. I want to move them to their emotion to where I can go ahead and get the appointment. So when you get that defense down and you feel it and you feel it and you feel it and you can feel the smile on your face, bam, get the appointment and get off there. You high eyes, you know the disc, D-I-S-C, you high eyes on here, you talk, okay? Don't talk. When you've got the appointment, get off the phone and then get to their house.
There you go, Rob. Now, you've got a program called Listing Machine, and you're helping a ton of agents get the 9 listings a month as you did. So tell us a little bit about that program, Rob.
Yeah, Shaun, not only 9 listings a month, but 4 for sale by owners. I listed 4 to 5 for sale by owners every month. Mm-hmm. And it has just been exciting. I'm your coach, okay? Through Icon Coaching, I'm your coach, and we meet every week. And so what we do is role play. Sometimes we get on a Zoom, Shaun, and we actually do some of the calls. We go on mute and we just start making calls, and we're able to talk to each other. I'm available for everyone anytime that you run into a snag. But you can text me and say, hey, Rob, I'm available anytime I'm not asleep. Okay, anytime I'm not asleep. Now I go to bed about 8:30, but I get up at 3:30. Okay, so if you're up at 3:30 in the morning, I'm your man. Okay, but listen, here's the thing, Shaun Farr. I mean, at Landvoice, you've got to get all the information, right? You got to get that. Let him package it up for you, send it to you, and then let me help coach you to 3, 4, 5 listings every single month. I want to say this, Shaun. November the 15th, and here's my commitment to everybody that would join this. And I've got a deal for you, just like Shaun Farr had a deal. I got to give a deal now. November the 15th is the end of the real estate year. I don't know if you believe that. I hope that I can convince you that everything that is written, most everything written after November the 15th will fall into 2026. So my goal for you is by Thanksgiving to help everyone on here to have 10 listings in your inventory. Now that you'll sell some as you go along, but to have 10 listings in your inventory going in to 2026, which is like November the 15th or right at Thanksgiving. So if you're interested in that, yeah, please, Shaun.
Yeah, I want you to imagine, guys, what would that feel like to have 10 active listings entering 2026, to have a great first quarter? And we recognize first quarter production leads to second quarter production. We also recognize that fourth quarter production leads to first quarter production. So if I were you guys, I'd reach out to Rob. I'd get plugged into what he's doing. He's helping a lot of agents, you guys, with the what to say, the how to say it, the accountability. That's one of our biggest problems, guys. We're independent contractors. We want all the freedom, all the flexibility. Man, we just struggle with ways to be accountable. Let Rob and Icon Coaching help you. Let Shaun Farr help you with the data, because everything starts with list building, no doubt about that. I do want to say one thing about for sale by owners. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen just very quickly. And I just want to share with you the psychology of changing a for sale by owner's mind. So many of you have seen this before. It's worth mentioning again. And I don't care if you've heard it before. My question is, are you in action with it? Have you implemented and deployed this strategy? See, every for sale by owner I know, they're in this positive present mindset quadrant. So they believe that their current actions are going to yield the result that they want, which is positive future selling their house without paying any commission. And here's the challenge with most agents when they try to call a for sale by owner or try to get them to list with them. They say, well, I understand you're trying to sell the house all on your own without paying a commission. Yet when you list with me, I'll get it done faster. I'll put more cash in your pocket. Guys, that's positive present to positive future. And it does not work that way. We must put an X there, a roadblock. You can't go positive present to positive future. They're not going to change their mind. Rather, what you must do is bring them down in this model to the lower left quadrant, which is negative present, to open the door of doubt within their mind that their current actions with their stupid plastic sign out in the front yard with the Sharpie where they wrote their phone number and expecting to sell it with it, they took pictures with their iPhones. Come on. You know it's not going to work. So what we've got to do is open their mind to the fact that maybe their current actions won't yield the positive future that they seek. Once we get them to negative present, then is about pushing them to a future mind space, a negative future mindset. And once they're at negative future, then it's about positive future, which is listing with you. And let me just demonstrate and articulate exactly how to do that. There's 4 scripts. It's really simple. We're going to start with the single greatest advantage script. So we've got all kinds of scripts for lead in to set an appointment. By the way, setting an appointment with a for sale by owner is one of the easier things you'll ever do, unless you're trying to set a listing appointment. For sale by owners will never set a listing appointment with you unless they're just fed up with the process. What you have to do is set an appointment to tour their property, then give a problem presentation, not a listing presentation. You're going to convert from a problem presentation right into a listing presentation. So you set the appointment. You know, Mr. and Mrs. For sale by owner, I'd like to set an appointment to tour your property. See, it's my job as a professional full-time agent to not only keep my finger on the pulse of what's happening in MLS, yet also those for sale by owners that are on the market as well. When can I just stop by, tour your property, take some great notes, compare the features and benefits to the needs of the buyers that I currently represent? Tell me, is it weekdays or weekends? So that appointment, one of the easier things you'll ever do. Now, what you say during the appointment, this is where the rubber meets the road, and this is where you're going to find traction. Start with single greatest advantage. So as you tour the property, you're taking great notes, you're asking great questions. When you feel that you're in rapport, I want you to unleash these 4 scripts, and I'll demonstrate it real quick. We're going to send you the replay recording of this as well. And if you choose to, I'll tell you what, I'll give you a way to get access to all of these scripts fully transcribed here in just a moment. Yet I feel that I'm in rapport with this for sale by owner. I'm going to start with this script. You know, Mr. and Mrs. For sale by owner, tell me, what is the single greatest advantage of you selling your house all on your own rather than listing with a professional agent? Well, you already know the answer. What is it? To save the commission. We get that. Well, tell me, what is the single greatest advantage for a buyer to buy a for sale by owner direct versus have a real estate agent represent them? I mean, is it possibly to save the same commission that you hope to save? See, I love that word possibly because there's no commitment in it. And most of the time, the for sale by owners say, yeah, I guess possibly, right? So then you're going to roll into the second script, which is the 4 different types of buyers. You know, Mr. and Mrs. For sale by owner, I'd like to digress and share with you the 4 different types of buyers. I think it'll be beneficial. So we have the first-time buyer, we have motivated buyers, we have investors, and then what I call looky-loos, okay? Let's talk about that first-time buyer. You know, they're anxious, they're timid, they're nervous, they don't want to make a mistake. This is the largest transaction of their lifetime. Do you think they're going to go out unrepresented, all on their own, driving through neighborhoods, calling on for sale by owners, setting their own appointments, negotiating their own contract? Or do you think they might go to a professional agent, somebody who's done it, say, 4,000 times in his career? I mean, probably a realtor. Would you agree? Let's talk about motivated buyers. Their home just went under contract. They got 2 days to find a replacement, or they could lose the contract. Or maybe they're a relocation client and they flew in from out of town and they've got 2 days, man. They got to go till they find the right house. Again, do you think they're going to go out all on their own, taking their time, calling on for sale by owners one at a time, setting up showings? Or Do you think they might go to a professional agent? Somebody who could show them 30 homes a day till they find the right one. Probably a realtor. Is that fair? Excellent. So let's talk about investors. Now, I've attended real estate investment seminars where the speaker actually trains investors how to prey upon for sale by owners. They'll ask you questions like, what if I could close by the end of the month? Will you come down in the price? What if it's all cash? How low will you go? Then, of course, there's the looky-loo. For some crazy reason, HGTV is just not enough for these folks. Man, they just love looking at real estate with no real intention to buy. They say things like, well, let me sleep on it. I'll call you tomorrow. Or let me talk with my lender and I'll be in touch. And you never, ever hear from them. So out of the 4 different types of buyers, there's really only one that buy for sale by owners, and that's the investor. And investors are fantastic, but they want to buy your house for 10 cents on the dollar. Now, I look at it like this. If I went into a jewelry store and I wanted to buy a new watch, of course, I'm going to pay retail value. Yet if I took that same watch, still in the box, never put it on my wrist, take the receipt showing what I paid for that watch, and I put it in a garage sale, I'd expect to fetch far less than a jewelry store could. See, anytime we buy direct from an owner, we just expect a better deal, which is why the National Association of Realtors states that for sale by owners receive 12% less than those that list with a professional agent. So let me ask, are you familiar with what I do to get houses sold quickly for top dollar? See, could you guys follow that? The psychology of change, right? Positive present to negative present. We got to open the window of doubt. Negative present by sharing the NAR statistics, receiving 12% less. I'm no mathematician, yet if you're going to give me a 6% commission and get 100% of your request price versus 88% of your request price, I think you're money ahead by listing with me, right? So then it's negative future. From negative future, the close is really simple. Are you familiar with what I do to get homes sold quickly for top dollar? You say no. Well, luckily I'm here. And you've just converted a pop buy for sale by owner by doing a problem presentation into a listing presentation. Guys, there was never a year that we didn't list at least 50 for sale by owners. It was our bread and butter. As I said, the acronym FSBO, fastest source of business opportunity. And there's many angles you can work for sale by owners. And what if you ask them the question, once you're done selling your property all on your own, where do you plan on moving? See, 3 years ago, you didn't want buyers. Today, you want buyers. I promise you, you want buyers today. And these for sale by owners are buyers in hiding. You may be able to build rapport based on your ability to help them find their replacement property, and then they'll ultimately list with you. Just a couple of thoughts on FSBOs that I wanted to share with you. Shaun, what other advice would you have for these wonderful real estate agents that are looking to not only just get by, they want to build that bank account balance? What advice would you guys give them?
Well, I just want to say one other thing that you just said, because there's some brilliance there that I hope everybody heard. When you say NAR tells us, they do this $1 million study every year, Shaun, and they tell us that a for sale by owner lists and sells their home 12% less than if the home was listed on the MLS. What does that mean to us? Because our number one concern when we're talking to for sale by owners that we hear from the owner is, well, I don't want to pay the 6% commission. And I think we need to do a better job as real estate professionals to educate the FSBO, the for sale by owner, to say, listen, did you know on average, this isn't my study, this is $1 million study conducted by the National Association of Realtors, that homes just like yours that are listed as a for sale by owner list 12%, not list, sell 12% less than a home listed on the MLS. So most FSBOs try and save 6% and cost themselves 12% on the equity and the value of their home. So again, as licensed professionals, can we do a better job, Rob and Shaun, of educating the consumer on their biggest investment in their life? I think it's really critical and important for us to key in on that stat that you just shared, Shaun. That's one that will help us not only educate, but come from contribution and help homeowners make better decisions on their biggest investment. Right?
Yes, yes. So guys, if you're in a position and maybe you want some help with no cost, no obligation, I want you to set a free coaching call with me directly, one-on-one, you and me. Let's talk about your business. Let's talk about strategy and tactic that when installed is going to put you on the right path to massive success. And so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to post to the chat, guys, my direct cell phone number. I just want you to send me a text. And the text, just one word, just type in the word coaching. and text it to me right now. There's my direct cell phone number, 720-341-4876. Guys, if you don't have it, just put it in your phone. Who knows? Maybe something pops up in your business and you just want to bounce an idea off of me, and it's a 2-minute phone call. Just drop me a text. We'll jump on the phone for 2 minutes. I am here to support you and help you. And those of you who want to lock arms with us and engage in one-on-one coaching, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to include the cost, the investment of Landvoice so that you have access to the data. That's included in your coaching. We're just throwing it in. Rob, I know that's a surprise. Rob's looking at me like, Shaun, what are you doing? I just think it's so critically important for these guys to not only have the data, but then know what to do with the data once they've received it, to have that accountability in place. Somebody who's been there and done that, who can double, quadruple your production over the course of the next 6 months. I'm happy to do it. It's up to you though. Guys, first you make the choice, then the choice makes you. I want you to make the choice to send me a text. Do it right now. Just send me a text with one word, coaching. Simple as that. Right on. All right, guys. Any questions from the group? Is anything coming in through the chat, guys? I have not been babysitting that.
A few questions have come through. I know I've answered a few. I will also get you guys these postcard scripts, Shaun, to send. If you can send this out to all the attendees, happy to help with those postcard scripts as well.
Dude, I love it. Okay, how are we going to get them that information, Shaun, that you offered up?
I'll email that back to you guys. And if you can send that out to all the attendees, we'll make sure that happens.
I'm loving it. Okay, text me, you guys. Do it right now. And so 3 opportunities. Engage with me for a free coaching session. No strings, no obligations. Engage with Rob in Listing Machine. You guys enter 2026 with 10 active listings. I want you to imagine what that would feel like. And of course, Landvoice. That's a no-brainer, guys. It's a no-brainer. Why go to Vulcan 7 or Espresso Agent and pay 3 times the amount? It doesn't make any sense to me. Engage with Landvoice. Or if you engage in coaching with us, we're just going to pay for your Landvoice for you. I hope that's okay.
Hey, Shaun, can I make a deal with them on my on the Listing Machine, if I may?
Absolutely, brother.
You know, normally you tell them it's $200. That's it, $200 a month. Well, for 4th of July, and because Shaun Farr has given a cut on his, and I've got to do something because he did something. Because his is normally 177, almost 200. Mine's 200. Here for the 4th of July, if you sign up by the 4th of July, I will slash the Listing Machine to $99. And so now you can get Landvoice for 100. You can get coaching for 99. Guys, everybody should be able to afford that. And just think about it. If you list one for sub-owner or expired and sell it, you've done paid for both of ours for the next 5 years.
Yeah, exactly. So guys, it's a no-brainer. Just take advantage of it. First you make the choice, then the choice makes you. Guys, we do this every Tuesday at 3 o'clock Eastern, 12 o'clock Pacific. Keep showing up. By the way, invite your colleagues, invite your team members to engage as well. This is free. We don't want to charge you anything for it. We just want to deepen and strengthen your foundation. Go ahead, Rob.
Shaun, if everybody, before you leave, we want to tell you about something that is coming soon in August. It's called Sales Surge. Could you put over into the chat, where are you from? Where are you from? What state are you from? Put it in there real quick. Let's see it just shoot up there so we can see it. And we're going to tell you where Sales Surge is going to be. I mean, we're all over. We may need to go to California there, Shaun. Florida. I mean, looking for those Texas people. That's where we're headed is, Texas right now. And then we'll be in Florida, soon. But let me just tell you about Sales Surge. We are coming live to Texas in August. So you need to put that in there. And if you want to fly over we'll send out the information. Houston, San Antonio, Austin, Dallas. And it's not just on screen like this. It is actually live. Shaun will be there live. And we have AI people that are going to be there. So you just don't want to miss that. So we'll send that out to you. There it is. You might want to click that and come and see us live in Texas.
Thank you, Rob. Yes. So 3rd and 4th week of August, guys, we're in San Antonio, Austin, Houston, and Dallas. I want you physically present for those live Sales Surge events. And again, it's free. No excuses, guys. Let us strengthen your foundation. Talk to y'all soon. See you next week. Shaun, thank you so much, brother. I love Landvoice. I love what you guys are doing with us and for all of our people. It's just amazing. Keep it up, man. Talk to y'all soon.
Appreciate you guys.
Bye-bye.
Shaun.